my name is Danielle and this is my channel Love and Stitchin'. Today is Wednesday, March 18th, 2026, and this is Flosstube number 59. Happy belated St. Patrick's Day. I hope you wore green yesterday. We had some cute matching outfits for my kids yesterday, so that was fun. But I'm so glad to be back with you. Thank you so much for everyone who has stopped in and visited over the last few weeks, and if you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, I appreciate you coming back as always. So today I've got like 30 minutes, maybe a little bit more, before I have a meeting, so I'm kind of on my lunch break for work, but I'm gonna try to get everything in. Today I work from home and my meetings are usually in the afternoon, but I've got a couple that ended up coming a little earlier, and the toddler just went down for a nap, so I've got a short window of time, so we're going to try to get everything in here to share. So I do have 5, maybe 6 FFOs. I think there's 6. That's 6 FFOs to share. A couple finishes. One is kind of my focus piece for the last 2 weeks, and then a few whips as well. This one piece that I worked on over the last 2 weeks took up a ridiculous amount of time, but I finally got it done and I'm ready to move on and work on some other things for the rest of March. So I'm excited for that. And then I'll give a little bit of a life update at the end. So let's jump into the fully finished objects. So the first one is, I shared this as a finish in my last video, and this is Americana sampling by Little House Needleworks. I stitched it on 28 count wheat Lugana. I did change all of the colors, so I used DMC white and 3799, and that is the black there for the 3799, and then Classic Colorworks Hazelnut, Gingerbread, I don't know what that is, Campfire, that's what it's supposed to be, autocorrect, and Little Sprout and Old Blue Jeans. And then I found this frame on Amazon for $10. So I framed it myself, and I think the frame is perfect for the blue, brings it all out. And I'm just really excited to have this one done and up. I've got a place where I want to hang it, but I need my husband to help because anytime I do things, it's always uneven. So I let him handle that. So just waiting on him to help hang this, and then a little shelf that's got some other patriotic pillows that are with it. So that's my one frame finish for this time. The rest of my finishes are pillow finishes. So I'm gonna start with this one. I'll share the whole display first, I guess. So this is the whole display. I have shared this before because I finished the big piece, which is Spring Something by Stitching with the Housewives. It was a quarterly a couple years ago with that quarter shop. It's now in their Etsy shop. And then I had another roundabout that I had in here, the pillow. I cannot find it. Don't know where it is. But at least we have this one now. So this is the one that I actually finished, but this is the display that it goes in. The display board for that I got was a $5 find. It's a Halloween piece actually from Target Dollar Spot years ago. And then fun fact for these are from Romania, and my dad actually brought these back on a trip that he took when I was a kid, as having been in the military. So I love these little flowers. I think they go perfectly, and I love being able to display them with it. All right, so this is the finish. This was my first attempt for, I've got 3 pillows that I did with the sewn in rickrack, so I've not done this before, so I had to like watch some tutorials, which Tiger Lily had a great tutorial. I think she's the one that I used, was Tiger Lily, for her tutorial. So this one is Bloom by Stitching with the Housewives. I did stitch it on a 36 count Winter Moon because I wanted it to be smaller to be able to fit in this little case. So that is the stitching. I think I did this one like 2 years ago. It's been sitting there. And here's the back. So I had just some fabric that I had pulled out that was like a bundle of fat quarters, and I thought this one was perfect. I had an alarm that went off, my daily alarm reminder, and so that cut off the video. Sorry about that. So anyway, so this is the back. This is a flower cut, die cut that I got from Amazon, I think. And then I was able to order some more of my to order some 2026 pins, which was great. So now it says 2026 and made with love. So all my pillows now have their 2026 charm on them, which I'm happy about that. That was number 2. All right, so number 3 is Tiptoeing Through Tulips. This is by With Needle and Thread from the Jellybean Jubilee book. I stitched this on 32 count Antique Ivory by Nordick Crafts. And here's my finish. So another one with the pink rickrack that is sewn in. This pillow turned out a little wonky. I think if I remember correctly last week, when I sewed it, part of it did not, like there was part of it opening, so I had to go back and sew it and it didn't sew straight, but you know, I'm still happy with it and I think it's super cute. So I actually used that same fabric on the back of the other one, but I used I used the same color combination, so they actually kind of match. They're not displayed together, but they match. And I did get some more labels in the mail, and I ordered some labels for my son because he has some teacher gifts he's working on that he wants to turn into pillows, and so I want him to be able to have them on there. And sad note, we had parent-teacher conference yesterday, and his teacher is moving after spring break, which is in 2 weeks, to help her husband's business that he's opening up. And they found a place a couple hours from here, so he'll be transitioning to a different teacher for the last 2 weeks. We love her. This was her first year at our school, but things moved faster than they anticipated with everything, and we fully support her. We understand it's just kind of sad for all the kids. My son's a little sad, but I told him we could mail the teacher gift because teacher appreciation isn't till May. And he wasn't anticipating needing to be done yet. So he initially was like, I gotta rush and get everything done. I'm like, slow down, because then that means I have to rush to sew the pillows. We can mail it to her. She's just a couple hours away. She will let us contact her. It'll be fine. Anyhow, but parent-teacher conferences, everyone is doing great. Academically, it's great. So we were very happy with all of that yesterday. All right, so my next 3, I'm gonna show the big display and then I will take it out, each one individually. And they're gonna fall a little bit because I'm gonna try to show it. So this is a sea turtle. There's his little head. This I picked up, we were shopping after Christmas sales, and this was not on sale, but it was at Home Goods, I think. And so I picked up this as well as it matches a napkin holder, and I'm just displaying the napkin holder because I like it, and this is displayed somewhere else. And I knew I wanted to be able to put pillows in it, and I had all of these turtle pillows, so I was super excited to put them in there. So we'll start with this one. This is Tortoise Stack by Plumstreet Samplers, stitched on 28 count wheat Lugana, and the 2 color changes I made were Classic Color Works Wild Berries for the red, and then Deep Blue Sea Classic Color Works for the blue in here, because I wanted a variegated blue. So it's very close, I think, to the colors. I just wanted some variegation in it. And I finished this one maybe 2 years ago also. I can't believe I've let turtles that are not displayed sit for so long. Here's the fabric, which I really like. And the pattern has bees in it. And so this one now has bees in the flat. I mean, it's just perfect. The colors are matching very well. And I use the same flower die cut to do the rest, and then my charms. And I didn't want to do anything like rickrack on the edge because I thought this one was tall enough and it would be good just by itself. So I'm really excited to have these turtles finally out and displayed. This is Daisy Flag by Bent Creek. I think I stitched this one last year while we were at the beach. And it is stitched on 32 count vintage country mocha. So this is another one where I sewed the rickrack in. I think I would have liked to have a little bit more of the rickrack showing, but I didn't stitch it quite far enough over. So I am learning. It was a whole learning day last week when I was working on all of these, but I really like the green that matches, and I went with the same green. And all this fabric was just from my stash because that's the easiest way for me to do it. And same, just matching colors for the little flowers. My final one is Beach Quaker. So I wanted this one to definitely have, this is what got me started on the sewn in rickrack because I think that's how Primrose finished theirs. And so I wanted mine to have that as well. And again, learning curve, but I'm happy with how it turned out. This one's stitched on 32 count taupe, and I did, normally on 32, I will stitch 2/2, but for this one I stitched 1/2. I might be moving to stitching 1/2 on 32 because I find, especially if it's a dyed fabric, the holes are smaller and it actually works out just fine to have it be 1/2. So I might be doing that. I'm definitely gonna do it for the next piece that I am stitching the beach rules on as well. So there's that. And for the back, I have a turtle cut die cut that I'll show you the die cut that I got from Amazon, and it fit perfectly, and just some more fabric from Stash. So those are my FFOs. I'm so excited. And they keep falling. It's okay. All right, so those are my FFOs. For my finishes, I'll show my small one first. I got a little inspired last time to finish a whip that's been sitting since 2 Christmases ago. This was a impromptu ornament that I wanted to do for my kids and my husband because we had just started showing them the Star Wars movies. We had dressed up for Star Wars as Halloween. So I'd already finished all of their other ornaments, but I decided I wanted to do some extra ones, but I never finished them. So this is Princess Leia. These are stitched on 25 count vintage country mocha with all the called for colors. It's a pattern from Etsy. It's just like a block of a whole bunch of Star Wars characters. So I just stitched them individually. I'm probably gonna try to finish them into a hoop of some kind if it'll fit. I don't know if I can fit one around the edges, probably not. So it's probably gonna be something else then, actually. There's Luke. There's Mr. Darth Vader. He's got the most color changes. And then Yoda, and that one is for my daughter. So Yoda's for my daughter. She dressed up as Yoda, or I guess Grogu from Mandalorian, but close enough. And then my husband was Darth Vader, my son was Luke, and my daughter was Leia. So excited to have those done. I'm keeping all of my ornament finishes in this little Disney bag that I have. That's one that needs to be finished too. That is a design that I took from Stitching with the Housewives and crafted it to where I could make it to fit into the little sleds that you can do, because I was gonna do those as teacher gifts and then I ended up deciding not to. So now I've got, or maybe I did them all. No, I think I decided not to. So I've got one here because I've got all of that. I ended up going a different route for teacher gifts. So that was a finish, and it's a whip finish, so that's another whip off my list. And then my big finish is the Earth Laughs. So I'm gonna show you the comparison picture because I did change all of the colors. I did my own conversion. So this is the original, the Earth Laughs by With Thy Needle and Thread. This is my second in the series, so I've now done the winter one and spring. And I will start the next one, I think it's called Liberty, but I needed a break. This one took so long and I made error after error, and I found my biggest error as I was stitching off of something else for some of the smaller motifs. And I was like, I'm not fixing it, it's fine, I don't even care, whatever. So it's done, imperfectly done, but it's done. So here is my finish. This is stitched on, I don't remember, 36 count vintage straw bonnet by Dixie Samplar with all of my own colors. So I will put my color conversion down below to share, and then I'll show my threads here in a minute. But I'm not gonna show you where my mistakes are, but if you find them, kudos to you. But that's okay. And I will get this one, or I will frame this one. I just have to find a frame that I like. There are some on Amazon, but I don't know if because it's gonna be a 12 by 7, so I did find an Amazon frame, but I don't really like the colors. It's like black and it needs something else, I think. So we'll see. But these are all of my colors, and I will list them down below just for the sake of rather than going through all of them. But I do have them written, and I will also post them on Instagram. I've got a picture of all of the floss, so when I share that, I will share all of the colors. Phew, that one was a big one. All right, so for my whips, the first one that I worked on is, and I can't remember where I was on this one last time, so bear with me. I'm gonna pause, the mail is here and the dog is barking. Okay, and now he's locked in the bedroom. He can bark in there. Hopefully you can't hear him. All right, so I can't remember where I was on this one, but this is Santa's Got the Goods. This is an ornament for my daughter from last year. I'm really motivated because I need to get these done so that hopefully Jolly July I can focus on some newer ornaments for my kids. So this is where I'm at now. And this is I want to say it's a 28 count piece of just random fabric that I have. So I've started filling in all the white because I was in the car and that was easy fill in. So when I'm in the car, I'll do that, but then I'm also going to just start working on the presents that are in there. Now, there's a counting error in here too, so one of the presents might be a little lopsided with its bow, but that's okay. I'm real good about the counting errors these days, and I'm not gonna fix some of them. I think I've come to the point where it's okay to have a few stitchers modifications, as a friend of mine called it. I think that's okay. I'm not gonna be mad about it. The next one that I am gonna try to get done before my next video and you saw this last time as well, is Liberty by Little House Needleworks, Liberty 1776. This is a whip from 2021, I believe. Yikes. So this is my progress so far. So I am plugging along. Sorry, I'm always really good about leaving my needle in, because I'm like, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna keep working on that. Okay, well, I don't know where the next stitch is, so we're gonna put that there. So I have started filling in everything down here. So all I have to do is keep filling all of that in. I think it's all the same color, so that's good news. So all that same blue, and then I wanted to come in here. I remember stitching this vine, and for whatever reason, I didn't enjoy it. So I wanted to go ahead and get that done because I didn't enjoy stitching it. But I first needed to come in here and get the 1776. This one is all ready for complete fill-in. So now I'm gonna come over here and do the next one and make it ready for fill-in. I just have to finish up a couple green on that. So I'm trying to do colors, like finish a thread where it needs to go, to where I'm not changing my thread as much either. But now that I have the Earth Laughs done, I feel like I can come back to this one. I feel like I can get back to Spring ABCs, which I need to do by Little House Needleworks, and try to get that one done. And I finally yesterday have a measly start on Joseph. So I'm supposed to be doing one a month. I've done Mary and Baby Jesus, and this month I need to do Joseph. I still have time. I'm really glad that March is a longer month. February was too short. So all I have started in on is the outside of him. And this is on 25 count light taupe or taupe, I think. So I at least have a start. Starting is sometimes the hardest part for me. Once I started, I'm like, okay, let's pick it up and keep moving. And then finally, my final whip is I rewarded myself with a new start, because after I finished the Earth Laughs, I was waiting, patiently waiting to start this one and work on all the other things that I need to work on. But this is the America Berry, and this is from my printer. It's by Erica Michaels. It is a freebie from the Nashville Needlework Market. I saw someone else finish this on Instagram, and they said it was available for download on Fat Quarter Shop. I contacted one of the shops that I had ordered my pre-orders from, and they were able to send me a digital copy of it. So that's how I got it. And I'm sure you can get it from other shops, but Fat Quarter Shop seems very convenient. I'm stitching this on a 32 count Honey by Bestitch Me. I am doing 2/2 on this one. I kind of wish I was doing 1/2, but I absolutely love this fabric. It's 18 by 34, so it's not a half yard, but it's a little bit bigger than a fat quarter. But the fabric is incredible. So let me poke my needle back through, because I was working on this last night. I'm almost done. So this one will definitely be done before my next video. And here she is. I love it so much. And guess what? There's a counting error. Not fixing it, even though it's small. It's like a half a stitch for America. America's at half a stitch over. It should be over another half a stitch, but I didn't want to pull all the red out. And again, I'm only the one who's gonna know, and now you, because I've told you. But if you'll keep it a secret, I would really appreciate it. So my colors that I am using, where are they? Here they are Summer Sky and Winterberry. This one's by Color and Cotton. And then I think 839 was the called for, and 3828 and B5200 are the other called for. So I'm using those called for, but I just picked up my own colors for the red. And I do want to finish this as a berry, so I'm watching Nicole Spore has a tutorial, as well as I think Helen D had one too. So I'm watching Nicole Spore's right now. It looks like it'll be fairly simple to do, so I'm excited to do that one. We'll see. Okay, so next up is haul. Okay, so with my haul, I ordered from 2 shops. I will show you the first one. This is, I love the presentation of this one. This is from Beautiful Sip and Stitchery out of Illinois. And they sent everything. Let me take my receipt out. And a big old bag with a cute little keychain. They sent some tea candy, a cute little cowboy hat because it's Nashville, Tennessee, Cowboys. A little notebook that then says the name of their shop and has the hat, Nashville Needlework Market, so you can just keep notes in it. And a pen that's brown to go with it. So I love their presentation. It's those little things that people add in there. It's great. Now I'm gonna note, they are one of my charts okay, we're gonna chalk this day up to Technical Difficulties Day. Dog barking, camera falling down. All right, we're gonna get through it. So from this shop, as I was saying, they did send one of the incorrect charts, but they are fixing it very quickly. And I wasn't a chart that I was in a hurry to get, so it was totally fine. So I ordered Peace on Earth by Shakespeare's Peddler, but I received Peace. So I now have this chart accidentally. So there's that one. And I understand how that could easily happen. But they fixed it. The new chart will be here on Saturday. I think they were super fast to fix it. They did send 2 freebies that are from Shaded Stitchery and Queenstown Samplar Designs. So 2 really cute freebies that they sent, which was super sweet of them. And then I did also get the Beneath the Waves, the Blueberry Ridge Sea Turtle Cove, because sea turtles, so it can go in my sea turtle basket. And I will probably use the same colors if I can make a good like conversion of the colors that are in the beach rolls, because I think that would go really well together. And my next one, oh, this is not a market one. I'm trying to get everything over here. This was from the Rocky Mount Guild, or the Guild of the Rockies, and this was their exclusive, but as a member of it, they allowed us to purchase as a fundraiser. So I was able to get a copy of this one. I do want to kit it up and have it for plans in like the summertime maybe. With it, we also got some thread cards, which are so cute. Love them. So that came in the mail. And then Simon Says Stamp had a 30% off sale for their birthday, I think. So there were a couple die cuts that I wanted to get. This was a exclusive from Winter. And so I've got plans for a Christmas gift for this one. This one was just cute, too cute to pass up because of that bunny. And Nicole shared how she made it even cuter than that. And then this one is actually for Christmas presents because I want to use the die cut of this guy for, it was, oh nuts, the Gingerbread Sweet and Spicy. Who was it by? I've got my computer right here. Bear with me. You're probably yelling at me because you know who it is. Blue Bonnet, Crafty Blue Bonnet Designs. I should have known that. Okay, so I want to use the die cut for it because this is just a little bit bigger and it has the holes, so I feel like that'll help me when I'm doing the stitching around it. So I'm planning on doing those for some Christmas presents this year, potentially teacher gifts, and maybe some family, so family might be getting some of that. And then this is the little die cut that I got. It was just a turtle die cut from Amazon, like $7. It does come with like a little shell on the back too. So that was perfect for what I was using it for. All right, so the last of my market was from another needle, the Southern Needle. They are in North Carolina, and they have an Etsy shop, and they're actually opening up a brick and mortar shop. I think they just announced that they're going to be announcing the opening soon. So I ordered Freedom Flock by Plumstreet, as everyone I'm sure loves. The Patriotic Pears, which my plans are to start this with probably Nicole Spohr. I think she's starting it in April. So I am hoping to start that with her. Several of my friends have stitched these up in a weekend. Like they're super fast. And then I just need the tutorial. I am stitching mine on 32 count. So that's my only question, is that the pear, the outline for it is a 36 count. So I have to figure that one out. I'm hoping Nicole will be like, if you stitch it on another count, here's how you remedy that. So I'm hoping for that. And then are you ready? Deep breaths. Heartstring sampler, samplery, and it's All Things Wise and Wonderful. So this is my first one. I've seen the companion pieces that are beautiful. I don't own them. But this one with all of the animals, and there's a giraffe. My sister-in-law loves giraffes, and right next to the turtle. I just love that. So I am going to plan to stitch this one on a 32 count. It will make it a little bit bigger, but I have like a fat yards of 32 count. And so rather than go buy new fabric, I'm going to use what I've got. I did get a whole bunch of the DMC. So again, trying to be economical here. Cause this is a big girl. I need to get the duplicate still. So lots of DMC. I do have a couple of the called for Classic Colorworks that I've rated my stash for, so I might do some in overdyes and then the rest in DMC. So that's kind of what I'm thinking, but I was able to get that because Michael's had a 30% off coupon on line purchases for regular priced items, and those are regular priced. And so it is a huge pain to go through their website and mark which ones that you want and get them, but you get 30% off. So it's kind of worth it. There were a couple that weren't in stock, which that's okay. So I'll just pick those ones up at regular price or check my stash and see if I got them. Otherwise, I don't have a start date for this yet. I am going to be stitching it with a friend. I think she's going to get started here sooner than me probably. And I'm excited to see her progress. So we are going to stitch this. I just don't know when I'm going to start it because I need to finish picking out other things. Hopefully I can maybe today go find some fabric after all my meetings. And then I am going to also start the Teresa Kogut Patreon sal. So if you're tier 4 for Teresa Kogut, she's got a 9-month sal that is patriotic. She showed the picture of the first one. It's going to be a mix of like historical, so figures, historical symbols, she said. The blocks are 95 by 95. I don't know if I'll be able to keep up each month because the center block is full coverage. That's a lot. But I do want to at least start it and stitch along with friends and stitch along with her as well. So I'm excited for that one. So I just need to pick everything out for that. So maybe this afternoon I'll be able to do like a kitting up party for myself. That starts April 1st though. So those are kind of my plans. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at with stitching. So a brief life update. We still don't have my car back. They have been ordering hood after hood after hood because that's where the deer landed. It was on my hood, and every hood they order comes in dented. So my husband's calling today because they had to file a claim to order a hood from somewhere else with our insurance, and hopefully that got approved. So he's gonna check in and see, but we still don't have my car. It's the truck, or on the days when my husband drives the kids to school and goes into the office, I am stranded at home, but that's okay. So there's that. We had camping this weekend, which is great. The kids had a great time. We had like 4 hours at the soccer field. Oh my goodness. But all the games were won. The kids did great. It was a beautiful day. Camping was beautiful. We went for a hike. We were right by the playground and by the water, so they got to like throw rocks into the water, ride their scooters around, and play at the playground. And we were with family, so that was a lot of fun. And then Monday it turned winter again. Monday we were driving to track practice because our first track meet got canceled. And our house had like an inch of snow that had accumulated. Now, by the time we got home, because by the time we drove like 15 minutes south of us, there was nothing. It was like flurries coming down. It was like a completely different world. Then by the time we got home, it was completely melted at our house, even though it had been like blizzarding right before we left. It was bizarre. So we're still cold, but we're supposed to be getting back up to the 80s this weekend, which is great. We're ready for some warm weather. We have a little bit more things to do to get the camper ready for a long trip, which is what we're doing for spring break, is taking the camper. We're going east. So that will be a lot of fun, but we're going to be gone, I think like 5 days. We're just going for like the week. The weekends we've got soccer games because our fall break falls on a different time than the county. And so the soccer schedule goes according to the county. So they're off this weekend. So that gives us time to work on the camper. I've got a few things from Amazon coming to kind of help with organization and things like that, which will be good for longer trips. We're finally we've had the camper for 2 years, but we're finally getting things that we, want to like personalize it more, I guess, is a way that you could put it. I don't know. So there's that. I think that's everything. Tomorrow there's an estate sale. That's a really big one. They've been posting videos. There seems to be some cross stitch. She seems to be a big crafter. I'm making my mom tag along. She loves to do this too, but I was like, hey, you want to go with me? So we're going to go while my daughter naps and my husband's working from home, and before I've got to pick the kids up. So that I'm excited to see what treasures I might be able to find there. I've missed a couple other ones that looked like they might have some good cross stitch, just because of the timing of them in our schedule. And so I'm very excited to finally be able to go to one. It's kind of getting that time of year when there's going to be garage sales and things like that. And I really enjoy doing that. My mom does too. So she's a great buddy. She tells me she doesn't need to buy anything else, though. She needs to go through her own house and have a garage sale. But at least she tags along with me, and it's fun. I think that's everything. I will not be back in 2 weeks because we will be camping. So my next video will be in 3 weeks after we get back. I think I have a couple things to FFO. I still have some other projects that I haven't fully finished yet, but they're ones that I'm like, I don't know how I want to finish them, so I don't know if I want to do that. But I did have a couple small ones that I didn't get to last weekend, so I will try to do some of those next week. I don't know if I'll have a frame for Earth Laughs yet, so probably not. But we'll see what we can get done and what stitching can get done. I do need to get back to One Nation because I need to get caught up on that, so that's kind of next on my agenda after I get the Patriotic Berry done. Just get a quick little finish on that and some other things. So I hope everyone is having a great March. I will see you at the beginning of April. Happy Easter early, because I think I'll be back after Easter. And I just hope warm weather is coming and lots of stitching comes to you guys. Thank you so much for visiting with me today. Bye.